You won't believe the drama that erupted over one of the most beautiful gestures I've ever seen on this subreddit. This is a story about a stepmom who just wanted her daughter to feel special on one of the biggest days of her life, and somehow still ended up in the middle of a screaming match. Let's get into it. So this comes from the AmItheAsshole subreddit, where people share stories and ask the internet to weigh in on whether they handled a situation the right way. And this one, it's layers. Real, complicated, emotional layers. Our narrator is a stepmom to a 17-year-old girl she calls Elle. Elle is graduating high school with honors, which, by the way, huge deal. Congratulations to her. Elle is half Navajo on her mom's side and half Guatemalan on her dad's side, and she had her heart completely set on wearing a traditional Navajo dress to her graduation ceremony. Not just any dress. Something meaningful. Something that connects her to her heritage on what is genuinely one of the most memorable days of her young life. Now, Elle had already arranged to borrow a dress from her aunt on her mom's side. That seemed like the perfect solution. And then family drama happened. The details aren't shared, but one night at dinner, our narrator asks Elle if she's picked up the dress yet, and Elle looks completely defeated. The borrowing plan had fallen through.
No dress.
No explanation beyond the words family drama. Now here's where the stepmom steps in. She doesn't shrug and move on. She asks a simple question. Can we just buy her one instead? Elle says sure, but they're expensive. We're talking $500 to $600 for an authentic traditional dress. That's not nothing. But here's the thing. The stepmom had already planned to buy Elle a Tiffany's necklace for graduation. She looks at the budget, does the math in her head, and says, what if we skip the necklace and put that money toward the dress instead? And Elle's answer is immediate. She would much rather have the dress. This is where I just want to pause for a second because I think this moment says everything. Elle didn't want jewelry. She wanted something that meant something. And her stepmom heard her. Completely and fully heard her. The very next day, Elle finds a dress she loves online. The seller is about a 3-hour drive away, so the stepmom suggests they make a whole day of it. Drive out, let Elle try it on, look at other options, make it a real experience. But then she does something really important. She tells Elle to pick a day, when her mom can come too. She doesn't just invite the mom. She makes it clear she wants her involved. She goes out of her way to include her. So the day arrives. The stepmom asks if Elle's mom is coming. Elle says no. But the stepmom still sends her husband to go pick up the mom anyway. She's trying. She is genuinely, actively trying to make this a shared moment. And then it all falls apart at the front door. When the husband gets there, the mom is upset. Not just a little uncomfortable, upset. She says that buying this dress is something she should be doing. That the stepmom had no right to step in and take that moment from her. Now, I want to be fair here because I actually understand where the mom is coming from, at least emotionally. This is a cultural item, a deeply meaningful piece of her daughter's Navajo heritage. A traditional dress isn't just clothing, it carries history, identity, belonging. And from the mom's perspective, watching someone else swoop in and purchase that for her daughter might genuinely feel like being pushed out of something sacred. But here's the complication. The husband tells the mom that if she wants to buy the dress, she can. And that turns into a full-on screaming match. In front of the house. On the day of the trip. And while all of this is happening, Elle calls the stepmom, crying. That detail right there just breaks my heart a little. Because this whole thing was supposed to be for Elle. This whole day was supposed to be about a 17-year-old girl getting to wear something beautiful and meaningful at her graduation. And instead, she's on the phone in tears because the adults in her life are screaming at each other over who gets credit for making it happen. The stepmom calms her down and says they'll figure it out later. Smart move. The next day, the stepmom has Elle call her mom, puts the phone on speaker so Elle can hear every single word, and talks to the mom directly.
No secrets.
Total transparency. She explains that she never wanted to cut the mom out. She only offered to pay because she thought the cost might be a hardship right now. She says plainly that if the mom wants to buy the dress herself, she absolutely can. And here's the moment that tells you everything about the situation. The mom kind of backpedals. She doesn't take over the purchase. She doesn't say, yes, I'll buy the dress. She backs down. They eventually reach an agreement. All three of them go together. The mom buys the moccasins and the jewelry. The stepmom buys the dress. Elle gets everything she wanted. The trip goes smoothly. No drama. No fighting. And Elle walks away with her dress. But the mom still believes the stepmom overstepped. Still believes this was her moment that got taken from her.
So here's what I keep coming back to.
The stepmom invited the mom from the very beginning. She made multiple efforts to include her. She offered to let the mom make the purchase herself. She had the hard conversation openly, with Elle right there listening. And at every single step, her focus was on what Elle wanted and what would make Elle feel special. Did she maybe underestimate how emotionally charged this would be for the mom?
Possibly.
Was there a version of this where she could have called the mom before even bringing it up with Elle? Maybe. I could see an argument there. But a mother who genuinely felt that strongly about being the one to buy that dress had every opportunity to step up. And she didn't. Not until someone else had already made it happen, and suddenly it became a moment worth fighting over. The dress is bought. Elle is happy. She's going to walk across that stage in something that connects her to her heritage, and she's going to feel seen and celebrated and loved. That's what matters. So, here's the question I want to leave you with. When does stepping in to help become overstepping? And at what point does protecting your role as a parent get in the way of actually being one? What would you have done in this situation? Would you have bought the dress? Would you have waited and let the mom handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I genuinely want to know where people land on this one. And if you're enjoying these stories, smash that subscribe button. I post new Reddit stories every single day, and you do not want to miss what's coming next.